Welcome to another edition of the FM21 A-League Rundown, where we look back over the news, events and results of the last week in the Mariners' massive universe on Football Manager 2021. As always, we begin with Adelaide United, and the Reds have made strides in the transfer market with the signing of Brazilian goalkeeper Ulisson. The knock-on effect will see young James Deliniov exit on loan. There are several clubs interested in him, including West Adelaide, Campbelltown City and Cumberland United. Tomislav Mersela, formerly of Perth Glory, has signed with Calvert, clearly worried about his defence, while Nathan Burns has also been offered a contract, so looking for some veteran presence further up the pitch. Of course, in real life, Adelaide have signed Craig Goodwin to play in this position, not so in the Mariners' massive. There was also a game of football, I have to say, as the Reds secured a 1-1 draw against Sydney FC in the City of Churches. Brisbane Roar are set to lose Jai Ingham to Adelaide United in the summer. He should sign for the Reds on Sunday the 1st of August 2021 following this current campaign. In their last game a week ago now, Jesse Daly earned man of the match honours for the Roar's narrow 1-0 win over Newcastle Jets, with Scott McDonald scoring his first of the season for the Roar. They've not had a fixture this week, one of several teams in fact. And of course ourselves, the Mariners, we probably wish that we hadn't played because we suffered a defeat in the F3 derby against our rivals Newcastle Jets. We have had a bit of a cash injection. Tom Rodgick had a bit of an outstanding clause, 20% of his next transfer fee. So our coffers have been buoyed by just over $500,000, and some of that has been used to offer some trials around to different players, including the likes of Emmanuel Adebayor, now 37 years old, and Andrew Redmayne, who was released on a free transfer by Sydney FC recently. Lewis Fenton has signed as cover full-back following the injury suffered by Jack Clisby. That may see him miss out for another month. So Lewis Fenton has come in with Stefan Negro, capable of playing, of course, on both sides of the defence. As I said, the less said about our F3 derby loss to the Jets, the better, really. MacArthur FC have allowed Denis Jeanreau to join Western United on loan. The Bulls, they recorded a Desmond at Rugby League Park against against Wellington Phoenix. They equalised twice, first through Markel Saseta and then through Benat in the first half. No goals in the second 45 over in New Zealand. So another contrast to real life here, because obviously Wellington Phoenix are now Wollongong Phoenix, playing at WIN Stadium. Beautiful setting that it is down under. But here in the Mariners Massive, they are very much still across the ditch. Coronavirus, not really a thing in Football Manager 21. Now, there was no game for Melbourne City this week, but Scott Galloway has made his international debut for Northern Ireland and was quick to pay homage to Melbourne City boss Patrick Kisnorbo, thanking him for the confidence to play at this level. Maldonado is awaiting a work permit to seal his move to City, a Honduran central defender. However, Argentine winger Carlos Luque has arrived. The knock-on effect from that move will be Marco Tilio set to go out on loan to either Adelaide City or Oakley Cannons. Another team without a fixture this week, Melbourne Victory, have been busy thinning their squad, as not only has Brandon Loughton joined Eastern Lions on loan, Zayden Bello is now with West Adelaide following a free transfer. 17 years old, a good prospect there, snapped up, expect to see him back in the A-League shortly. I can't see him being out of the A-League for a long period. Newcastle Jets, well, they enjoyed that F3 derby win, a big win for the Jets, considering their position in the league table down in 11th. Goals from Stephen Ugarkovic and Joe Ledley in the first half. In fact, Ledley's goal went in on the half hour. Patrick Kisnorbo was in attendance, we're told, at Central Coast Stadium, Gosford Park as we call it, A-League FC. He was checking on the progress, of loanee Rami Najareen, and in fact, if we have a quick look at him, he scored 3 goals and recorded 3 assists in 15 starts and 1 substitute appearance this season. Just 20 years old, quite a prospect, very versatile as well, so I think he'll be certainly somebody for City in the coming seasons. After drawing 2-2, thanks to both goals in fact, from Bruno Fornaroli against Western United HBF Park, Perth Glory have launched an ambitious bid to sign FC Bayern striker Joshua Zirkzee on loan. Perth, alongside Sydney FC and Western Sydney Wanderers, are also in for Sydney United's Devonte Clut. Interesting to see whether Perth can get that move over the line for FC Bayern young striker there. Really big, ambitious move by the Glory. Sydney FC took a point from Cooper's Stadium after Geordie Swivel equalised from Park Joo-ho's opening goal in the very early stages of that game at Cooper's Stadium. The Sky Blues have been, as you would expect, very active in the transfer market, with new arrivals Richard Winbickler and Argentinian goalkeeper Nerio Champagne joining the club. Ben Warland looks set to go out on loan. He's close to sealing a move to Sydney United. Now 24 years old, a bit of a disappointment that he hasn't broke through into the first team with the Sky Blues. Alex Rufer scored 2 goals as Wellington Phoenix, there we go, secured a draw against MacArthur. The Knicks are currently on a 7-match unbeaten run in the A-League. And as you can see, Alex Rufer, the star man there, with his 2 goals. He's also got 2 assists this season prior to the game against MacArthur. Ufi Talai has made an approach to sign Perth Youth, former Perth Youth, Alessandro Cesati, assuming that's how you pronounce it. That'll be on a free transfer, just 17 years old. He looks to be something of a prospect there. Good aggression stats, decisions and acceleration. So a central defender that can really move as well. Left back James McGarry, he suffered a back strain, one of their key players. So he will be out for some time. As you saw earlier, we have signed Lewis Fenton, who probably would have been the replacement. But he was released on a free transfer by the Knicks earlier in the campaign. Without a fixture, Western Sydney Wanderers have confirmed the signing of former Adelaide United defender Michael Maria. So he came over with Gertan Verbeek to the Reds. Survived when his manager departed, I believe, or he may have gone when the global pandemic struck. But he's back in the A-League with the Wanderers. The Wanderers are also in for Jacob Melling, free agent, the midfielder. He was released by Central Coast Mariners, ourselves, at the end of last season. So as you can see, only made 2 appearances in the league prior to his release. Previously played at quite a few clubs, including the Wanderers, Melbourne City and Adelaide United in the A-League. As Dennis Jonro arrives at Western United on loan, Sebastian Pasquale looks set to depart for SC Canberra, despite, it has to be said, late interest from Perth Glory. They rejected a host of offers from other clubs, including the Go Ahead Eagles, Rhoda JC, Adelaide City and Oakley Cannons, in favour of that SC Canberra bid. The Green and Black, well, they had to come from 2 goals down, it has to be said, in their game against Perth, away at Perth indeed. The decisive strikes coming from Max Burgess and from Bessart Barisha in a game during which Dennis Jonro made his debut for Mark Rudan's side. In terms of the A-League table, not much has changed. Even though we suffered defeat against Newcastle Jets, Wellington Phoenix could only get a draw in their game, so they've closed the gap to 5 points, but they're still trailing behind there in second place, now with a 10-point advantage over both Sydney FC and Melbourne Victory. Adelaide United and Brisbane Roar are the other sides in the top 6, but you can't really discount anybody. There's only a 7-point swing between the Roar and the Jets down in 11th place, Perth Glory in 12th. Cut adrift, but as you can see, they have drawn their last 2 games, so they have got some points on the board. The form side looks to be Brisbane Roar, I would say. Oh no, it isn't. It's the Knicks, followed by ourselves, and then Melbourne Victory. But it's those 2 recent wins for Brisbane and 3 draws beforehand that just drew my eye there. In terms of goal difference, all important, it's pretty much as you were in terms of the league table, with ourselves ahead of Wellington Phoenix at the top. There is another weekend of football planned. Friday football contains Brisbane Roar hosting Perth Glory. Saturday, we've got Melbourne City against Adelaide. Always a good game, that one. Always worth a watch. Ourselves, the Mariners, we host Melbourne Victory. And then Newcastle Jets round out a 3-game day as they are at home against Sydney FC. That'll be a tough task for the Jets. Sunday, we've got Macarthur against Western Sydney Wanderers. And then Mark Rudan's Western United, they host Wellington Phoenix. I think that could be the game of the round, to be honest. I expect some big things there, lots of goals there with Western United and Wellington. Following that, we go into Wednesday football, so a new round with Melbourne Victory and Brisbane Roar. That's usually a good game as well. So join me on Thursday as we will feature this game against Melbourne Victory, currently in 4th place. They're looking to overcome their big blue rivals, Sydney FC, and move into 3rd place, which they could do as Sydney only play. In fact, we're playing at the same time, so corresponding fixtures there at 7:45, both games taking place concurrently. An interesting thing for the A-League, as that rarely happens. In fact, I don't think I've seen that for the last 3 years. But there you go. Things happen in the Mariners' massive universe that just don't happen in real life. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you again on Thursday.